Thank you so much for joining us. Learn a little Torah when the whole world is sitting in isolation. YEHUDI is going to come together to learn Torah and reflect together. Every single day there will be a video put out with some Torah, learning a little Pirkei Avot. So thank you so much for joining us. Just to jump right into it, we learn in the first Mishnah in Pirkei Avot, in the first chapter, first paragraph, we learn about the chain of transmission of the Torah from Moshe to his students, and ultimately the beginning of the chain that leads to us sitting here today in 2020. It's really incredible. So Moshe Kibel Torah Sinai. Moshe receives the Torah from Mount Sinai. He gives it to Yehoshua, who then gives it over to the elders, to Zekanim. Zekanim give it to the prophets, and the prophets then go ahead and give it to the Anshe Knesset Agdolah, and that's where Pirkei Avot starts with the teachings of the men of the Great Assembly, and they teach three things. First, number one, Hevei Misavu Misonim Badin. A person should be deliberate in judgment. Number two is a person should Vehamidu Talmidim Harbe. A person should have many students. And number three is Vasu Siagla Torah, make offense for Torah. So let's just jump into those three. Number one, a person should be deliberate in judgments. So much of life is made as reactive decisions, not proactive. We tend to make choices out of panic and fear. Hashtag coronavirus. We jumping and we're scared and we react and we act and we do and we say and we speak and we grab and we take and we move and everything happens, but haste makes waste, and a lot of times the decisions we make tend to be not the best ones we wanted, and we tend to have to live with the consequences of our choices. So the first teaching in the Mishnah is Havu Misunim Badim, be deliberate, know why you're living, know why you do what you do, know why you get up in the morning, know why you work where you do or what school you go to, know it. Be deliberate. It's your choice, not someone else's choice. Be proactive about it, not reactive. And ultimately, what happens is if a person ends up being proactive about his choices, that's when we get to the next two steps in the Mishnah. Have V'hamidu Talmidim Harbe, that the bottom line is, if your choices are real and are your choices and are deliberate, then you will have a lot of fruits from your choices. Your choices will build trees and orchards that you could reap from in the years to come. You'll have many, many students. When you make choices that are haphazard or fragment or just reactive, then your whole life becomes fragmented, different responses to different things, and it doesn't come together as one beautiful package. You look back at 10 years and you can't really piece the things together. But if your choices are clear from day one, day two, day three, you know why you're doing what you do, you're deliberate about it, then you can look back and say, I built something. I was deliberate and I built, and my perseverance, my persistence, I put it together. And lastly, Vasu Siagla Torah, make offense for Torah. The bottom line is, the most important thing in your life are your values and what's important. Those are your most important things, and you want to protect that. If you're deliberate about your choices and you're able to not stay on course, you will not get misled or taken off course. You'll not end up in places you don't want to end up. If you make choices that are reactive, what happens is you end up in places you never dreamed you would be there, but just life goes on, and that's what happens. You end up in places, situations that you never wanted to, right? If you don't want to drink and drive, don't drink. If you want to be on a diet, don't bring donuts into your house, right? You've got to make fences. If you want to stay on par for your course, you got to make deliberate choices. You'll have a lot of fruits, and you will ultimately build fences for yourself, your values, and your most precious things that are most dear to you. Thank you so much for listening. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Stay safe. See you again in the future.